Hi, everybody. Dennis Prager here for the Fireside Chat number 229. And if this is your first, I strongly recommend you binge watch the first 228. They're all valuable, and that's not boasting or anything. They just are. If they're not valuable, I wouldn't do this. They have to be valuable. I look at every talk I give and every Fireside Chat, every radio show, as the most important one I ever gave. It's a good attitude to have, by the way, in general, about any work you do. But I really do, I do have that attitude. Since I was with you, by the way, I spoke with Pastor Jack Hibbs, a beautiful human being, courageous and wonderful and kind guy, one of the biggest pastors in California, if not the country. And we did a program for 2,000 people at a big church, Shepherd's Church, right? And it was a special evening called Ask a Jew, Ask a Gentile. I do these, I don't know, about every year or every other year, and they're very popular. You could probably watch that, right? I think I think they recorded it.
Yeah,
so
they'll put it.
You'd find it very interesting. It has nothing to do with PragerU, but so therefore what? I want to bring you good stuff, whoever produces it. So, I'm Dennis Prager, in case I didn't say. I assume you know that, but you never know. And that's Otto. Is he up?
Nope.
That's my man, Otto. Otto is America's favorite dog. And he doesn't know it. It's sad in a way. So I want to talk to you about the war in Ukraine. But, oh yes, first, that's fine, no problem. No problem, you can even keep that on. It shows how real this whole thing is. We added very little, actually. Right? It's the truth. Oh yeah, I want to remind you, this is fundraising month for PragerU. Everything we do is free, including the Fireside Chat, obviously. But we do a lot of things. So we need to raise money. And thank God we do. And also, I think I'm going to say something which is not probably the right way to raise funds, but I'm not a professional fundraiser. But I am a professional honesty purveyor, I hope. I don't like to get anything for free. And it's part of my sense of pride, believe it or not. It's not just a moral thing for me. This is worth talking about for a moment before I get to the war. When I was in high school, most of the kids in my grade cheated on tests. In fact, so I actually organized a campaign against cheating. And I remember, though I didn't make this a big point, I spoke mostly about it, it's just not right to do so. But I remember thinking that one of the things that stopped me from cheating on tests, and this won't even sound noble, it may not be, was I felt that it lowered me in my own eyes if I cheated. And it may not even make sense to everybody watching me or listening to me right now. But I have a very strong sense of dignity, and I thought it was, as silly as it sounds, it's undignified. I'm better than that. I rather have a lower grade and not cheat than a higher grade and cheat. That was my thinking. So what does that have to do with this? I personally, not as PragerU, just as Dennis Prager. For example, one of my hobbies, I have a lot of hobbies, is photography. So there are various photography sites that I use on the internet to read reviews of equipment and suggestions on how to use the equipment better. They say, look, the only way we could do this is with donations. And I send them donations. And then I feel better using their site. Why would I want to use the site for free? I just don't think it's right. So that's how I look at PragerU. People use it, and we want you to use it, obviously. We rather people use it for free than not use it at all. But still, it's the right thing to do, is to contribute to things that you use, is to pay for things that you use. I ought to do something on self-esteem, because the self-esteem movement is so upside down on what real self-esteem means. That's a self-esteem moment. You will feel better about yourself when you contribute to what you use, whether it's PragerU or a photography site or I don't know, a shoe advisory service. I don't care what it is. I just know that raises you in your own eyes. And as I said, I don't know if this is a great way to pitch for funds, but it's so honest and so from my heart, I just had to say it. So anyway, it's PragerU.com, obviously, and thank you for whatever you give. Okay. Oh, by the way, this week, whatever you give is doubled because it's matched. If you give $50, we got a $50 donation from someone, so it's $100. Just want you to know. If you give $10,000, it's $20,000. Nate is nodding because now we're talking his ballpark. And I totally get it. Yeah. This is not going to end, Nate. So, folks, I want you to write in and insist that Nate and Megan appear on one of the Fireside chats. Enough with the Nate the Great, whom you never see, and the Megan's Arm, the rest of whom you never see. Right? Do you agree with me? I don't know what I have to do to prevail upon them, but I really want to do this. Okay. And now to, unfortunately, super duper serious stuff. The war in Ukraine, the invasion by Russia. I hear a lot. I read a lot, obviously. Many of you do. Some people make this thing more complex than I believe it is.
Big tech censorship continues to be a big challenge for PragerU, and it's more important than ever that our audience watches our content on our platform. To continue watching this episode of the Fireside Chat, go to PragerU.com today.